Good morning everyone, welcome back to Sandling Junction. This is, for what it's worth, is going to be my February layout update. And just as when you think you've got it all sorted out in your head and on your plans, it all goes awry. So let me explain. I worked out the new layout and the tables and bought the wood, as you all well know. And I then started the construction. And those of you who know a little bit about me as well as the layout will know that I'm a fine artist. That's my business. So this was going to be an area that was both a studio and my train room, although it has to be said that the train room was winning out hands down in terms of space. But having built the new layout tables, or most of them, and the significant ones, I suddenly realised that the little bit of space that I'd allowed myself to paint in was completely overshadowed by the tables, and it felt like I'd been pushed into a little shoebox. So with that in mind, I suddenly realised that I had to stop and do a radical rethink on what I was attempting to do. The original plan was to go all the way around the outside, and I felt that maybe I should go back to that. I had changed it so that I could have some wall space and easy modelling and one thing or another, but I think what I do need to do is have the freedom of being able to paint as well. So to that end, I've been sitting down with Rail Modeler Pro for the last few days and looking at the layout design and also reconfiguring the whole of the track layout. I'm still doing Sandling Junction and I'm still doing Hythe and hopefully a rearranged Sandgate. All the elements that were in the old layout are there, but also rearranged. And also it works out that I get a much better grade, so I can have a lower fiddle yard area if I wish. Something that I'm thinking about. It's not set in stone. So without any further ado, I will, what will I do? I will have a pan round to show you the mess that I'm in and what's got to be done from this point moving forward. And also a little backtracking from when I was building the baseboards, how I was building the baseboards. My way is only my way. I'm no carpenter, so I'm sure there'll be a few people out there that say, well, if you did this, if you did that, it would have been that much better. But hey, I'm happy with it, and everything has got adjustable feet on it, so they're going to be put into position finally and tweaked as needed, so I can start laying tracks soon. I'm now also going to be testing, I've been advised by friends to test locos. Most of my stock is all modern. All my fleet of locos and what have you are fairly modern. I think the oldest one I've got is 2004, and I think that's a Merchant Navy from Hornby. So I'm assuming, or I'm hoping, that they will all run over fine scale. So to that end, I ordered a little bit of track and a cross and a left-hand point. So I'm going to set those up fairly soon. I would have done it this weekend, and then I would have started testing all my loco fleet, both DC and non-DC that are waiting chips, to make sure that they all run over fine scale before I spend awful lots of money on buying fine scale. If not, it's going to be 100 code, but I'm hoping that I can get away with 75. So all that's going to be delayed. That'll probably feature now in, or part of it, not all of it of course, it'd be boring, in next month's layout update. And I'm hoping that by the time March comes around, that everything will be in a little bit more order. I've got a huge settee to my right hand side that's got to find a new home, It's in the way. There's so many things that shouldn't be in here or will not be in here, including clutter on almost every surface. And of course the back wall that was waiting to be painted for the art side of things has now at the moment unpainted, and if I am going around the walls with the new tables, which is now the new plan, indeed I've got to paint that wall before I can even proceed. So everything that side has now got to come over to this side before I actually complete any more tables. So I've got this weekend, there's that new job of painting that wall. It's going to be that slightly different blue. Unfortunately I've made a situation for myself where I can't match the blue of the rest of the room, but I don't think that's a problem. Indeed, in nature, if you look at a sky from morning to night, it changes from a pale blue to a darker blue, so it's not a problem from that point of view. So I have to paint that wall and get messy again. Once that's done, then I can start putting the tables back as I want to. But yeah, let me have a pan round, let me show you, and then I'll jump back into my little bit of retro for the month, what I've been doing, and also I'll end with a little running session that I happen to be able to make. So enjoy the running session at the end, and in the meantime, to all my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's great. I mean, I'm over 220 now, thanks to shout outs from so many people, and it's fantastic. I appreciate that. I also won one of the Model Rail Network undiscovered channels, so that's cool too, and that really kicked up my subscriber levels. So thank you very much if you have subscribed recently in the last month, and to all my existing subscribers, thanks very, very much. Long may your support continue and we can grow. My next target is 500, and hopefully we'll go on from there. We'll see. But in the meantime, if you like this little update, please put any comments that you've got about what you've seen in the bottom. I'm always eager to learn and listen, and I'll answer each and every one. And hit that subscribe button, please. It's always worthwhile. So yeah, hit the subscribe, comment, like. See you all again in March. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I have got some other videos that are in the pipeline. One of those is making my own flock material, which I enjoyed doing, and I shall share that with you very soon. And I think that might be about it, but I am working on new ideas, so stay tuned, stay with me. Thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next update. Bye bye for now. Bye. So as you can see, the chaos. Now there are actually two tables under there that have been made, and they come past that Chesterfield that's got to find a new home, and under all the rubbish you can actually see more tables, and as they extend down this side to the 6-foot table which is at the back wall. And here is the section here that would have been the Fiddle Yard and Ashford Station. A board has still got to be put in here. It's actually here, sitting here waiting. Sorry, I had to not jerk this camera too much. And in that area there was going to be another island coming down, which would have been the harbour scene. Now the problem that started all this was the fact that over this side I had measured down 18 feet, well, and this part would have been 6 foot to there. The silly thing was that behind me on the wall, the door and the mechanism and the tables start at 75 inches, not at 72, which meant that this side to correspond would have to go down another 3 inches. So I had to lop off 3 inches off this table. Fine, until you try and make all the curves and bends work from one station into the next going round. It just wasn't going to happen. So I had to rethink. And then the other thing was that here you can see a Chesterfield chair. Now that's about, what, just under 4 foot wide. There's a piece of sellotape which doesn't help the situation, but I figured that this is where I got to paint in this area, and it's crazy because it felt so confining, and I knew that it was almost like a shoebox being wedged into, and it was never going to work. It's never going to be a happy place to paint. So I needed to really radically rethink everything. So the original idea, I think Clint from Australia is doing the same thing on his 18-foot square. He's gone round the outside. So if you're listening to this, Clint, I'm doing the same. I'm going back to my original plan, which is going round all the way round the outside of the place. There will still be a table coming down here, but this will be my new island table, a lower level. It will be some 7 inches lower than this one, and it will only be 2 foot wide coming down here. But my working tables, which are presently here and here, these two tables are on caster wheels, and if I'm trying not to jerk this camera too much, but they will sit along here. And there will still be plenty of room with a 2 foot table off of the wall to get round to work, and all the way down here happily. There's about 20 inches will be there, and there will be 24 inches between the edge of the working benches to the train table layout at that side. So what I've got to do is take these two displays down. I've got to finish painting all this wall this weekend, clear everything away from here, so all the tabletops over there are going to be completely chock-a-block with rubbish. Well, not rubbish, but all my stuff. So I've got to clear that, paint that wall, take these away for now. They will go back up. I figure that even though the top ones have always been a little bit difficult to administer to and put trains up happily, if I cut it down to there, I still got room for putting so many such locos. I can fit 4 locos on each shelf. Here's a question for you. At the moment, when I did these shelves, I actually added and glued track down to each one. So I put the train track on the train or the loco onto each of the tracks. But I'm figuring that gets quite awkward, and all the time you're trying to get all the wheels in place and all the bogies on, there's this chance of damaging. So is it acceptable to just put the wheels of the loco onto a bare wood surface? Is that acceptable, or can it damage the flanges over time? So there's a question for you, and I'd love your answers in the comments below. Other than that, yeah, so this was very confining, and I decided that this area will go, the high level 2 foots will go on the back wall coming along. This will be, none of it is wasted. It's all set, so because it's all modular, and because all the legs are the same height, I can alter the legs and heights and everything else, so nothing is lost. And I've actually got to make a little less in terms of tables than I was, so that's all good news. And then what will happen, and because this area here will then be clear, nothing there, that gives me around about 8 feet from there to there, and 13 feet from there to the back wall this side behind me, in which to have my easel, which you can see propped up over there. That will sit in that space. I will be painting within a much nicer area. The levels on there and here, here will be low, so it's not going to be high and enclosing me in. So it's going to be a much more pleasant place to paint, and I can enjoy the trains as they go round, because I'm having at least 2 lines on a continuous loop, so I can have running trains quite happily while I'm painting, as well as ease of modelling. So that's what I'm going to do. I've been busy, as I've said just now, redoing all the track plan to be a better layout, and I'm also able now to have a much lower grade. I can be coming from behind me all the way around there and all the way around to here, to this point here is about 325 inches, and I can get a 6.5, 7-inch drop from there coming into what will be a harbour scene here, and then I can actually continue that drop on for another 2 inches coming down that area there and into a fiddle yard here, which will be under what will be Ashford Station on the high, and then I can have probably about 5-6 rows happily at the front end of a 2-foot table under there, so I can actually bring those out up through the branch line. And the idea is, if I have say 3 or 4 roads minimum, maybe 6, each with a run round, so I can have trains come in, detach and run the loco back round and take the train back out and back up the branch line and join the main line. So I think I've got it sorted out this time. I hope so. There's going to be a hiccup and a delay in the construction now, because I do have to paint that wall. So with that said, I'll carry on and see what happens. This is going to be a bit of a long update, so I do apologise, but hopefully it's not going to be too boring. Bye for now. Okay, I don't know how this video is going to turn out, but I'm going to attempt to video some of what I'm doing. And the first section that I'm doing will be the engine shed area over there. So with that in mind, we'll start. Okay, so the biggest board, which is this one, is done. I've cut out for the turntable. I hope the heck that I've got that in the right place. I measured off my plans from the round modeler, so I'm pretty sure that this is how it's going to be set, and turning out onto the main and coming in from the other side. Bearing in mind that obviously this is the circles here, turntables in here. I'm not a carpenter, so I hope I've done this right. It looks fairly square. A couple of bits went wrong on the edges, but I know for the next one I've screwed down every 8 inches, a little bit more so through the centre on these and around the area of the turntable. The actual insert bore for the turntable fits nicely. It's a little bit proud. This is meant to be 1/2 inch, I assume it is. That's meant to be 1/2 inch, but it's slightly higher, so I don't quite know why one is slightly higher than the other. Maybe a reason for it. Maybe when the cork comes in, it comes in level and sits flush on the turntable. But I'll cross that bridge if I have to take out. I can't take these ones out because they're glued and screwed. These ones can come out, but that won't make a lot of odds. All I can do is take out a piece of this if I have to. I'd rather not, because the margins are minimal, so it may be that I have to build up as it comes to it. I don't know yet. But other than that, that's the first one. All I've got to do is make the legs for it, and we'll press on. I haven't fully decided to what height I want to put this yet. Quite heavy. Amazing how heavy it becomes when it's all together. But number one is finished. That will go in this position and sit there. there we go. There's the 6x3 with the turntable not inserted, but certainly the base section is in there. And there's my feet and my legs. I've learned from what I've seen on the internet, which is fixing the legs into two places. So I've put angled supports moving forward so they are one but move on to the next. And then I've put cross braces at the base 4 inches up so they don't interfere with the feet moving up and down for level, but they give additional support front and rear. And actually the table is extremely strong and very, very stable. And yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm not a carpenter, but I'm really, really pleased with this one. And it will need a little lengthwise, it's around about 1/8 of an inch drop, but front to back is already level. So I'm lucky that I put in the feet at the bottom. Now I'm just going to come in and show you those. And the overall height of this table is approximately 42 inches. I have filmed as much as I can, and I will put that into some sort of video very, very soon. All the best for now. I'll try and get this out on and aired as soon as possible. Bye for now. Keep tuned, or stay tuned, and I'll come out. Hopefully this won't be too shaky. Sorry about that. Yeah, stay tuned. Keep up with my progress, and tomorrow is another day, as they say, and I will continue on around here. So yeah, well, thanks for looking, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and any comments, put them in the comments below. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All the best from Sandling Junction for now. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, please put them in the section below, especially those thoughts on the new layout of Sandling Junction. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and at the same time there are other videos to watch there and there. Take a look. Catch you all next time round. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.